Okie dokie. You ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the really silly bit of introducing you, even though it's only us two right here, right now. Basically, I'm Lee from True Silver, and this is Interviews with Insights. This week, I'm speaking to Luke Newman from Ferment to Talk. If you haven't heard of Ferment to Talk already, it's a sport organisation set up for men suffering with anxiety, depression, and grief. Hello, Luke.
Hiya, how are you?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Let's just go straight into it. Luke, what was your inspiration for setting up Ferment to Talk?
Oh, I've suffered with anxiety and grief for a number of years, approximately about 15 years, through losing both my mum and sister to cancer. But I suppose I've always been fortunate. I've always been open with my mental health illness, when I know that a lot of people, especially men, aren't that open to do that.
Okay. So did you always think, I want to start up a group, or what was the thinking behind it?
I suppose it was over December of last year. It was literally Christmas, and I got bored over Christmas period. I thought, let's do that. Why not? And I tell you who else actually. I met somebody on Business Buzz during a I know. I met somebody during Business Buzz who gave me sort of the idea of doing that. So I thought, let's do it. So I literally Boxing Day posted a Facebook group page that you say about Ferment to Talk, and it just boomed.
Brilliant. Excellent. So definitely a need for it then. I mean, there is a bit of a media mantra that men don't talk, men don't share emotions. Personally, I don't entirely agree with that. I've got 5 brothers. I've got a very, very talkative husband. What do you think about that?
I agree that it's got better over the last few years. I think with high-profile celebrities, just for instance, Professor Green, who's done documentaries on mental health, his own personal journey, but they're publicising the fact that it's okay not to be okay. I suppose from previous generations, a lot of men have hidden their feelings, that have had, they felt like it was deemed a weakness for men to be low. But it's definitely, certainly a lot better than it used to be.
Okay. And you started up in December 2019. So what's that? 10 months ago?
Yeah.
Must be 10 months ago.
9 months.
Obviously, before coronavirus hit, how has the pandemic kind of changed your approach?
So originally, it was just be a Facebook group where we could talk online. If anybody wanted to chat, we could organise that. But we ended up having group meetings in a cafe in Biggleswade in January. So for January, February, March, we were getting great numbers in the cafe, getting like up to 25 men in each group session come, which was fantastic. It was only expecting a few numbers. But obviously then lockdown happened, and then somebody suggested this new online called Zoom. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it's been very successful since.
And do you find that being online kind of helps people talk more, maybe? Does it kind of break down some of the I guess it's less kind of in your face?
Yeah, I think with the cafe, they automatically went to 3 or 4 different groups in little small numbers, which was just natural. And then what the men would do after a few while, they might swap and speak to somebody else from a different group. I suppose with Zoom, we're all in one bubble, so it's literally all 20 men talking. So I almost have to take the lead and ask how individuals are feeling. Then we can talk about, we talk about their mental health problems, or then we talk about football or TV, or how lockdowns is treating them. Unfortunately, with the cafes, we were getting men from 18 to 75, 80-year-olds who were joining us. And unfortunately, some of the elderly generations don't like using computers, don't like doing, speaking online, which is absolutely, understandable in some cases. So we are missing them kind of people, and I think you do miss that personal touch.
Yeah, I don't suppose there's anything that could overcome that really, apart from meeting face to face. Is there, or what about telephone?
No. You can do it on mobile phones. Yeah, by all means, you can do it on mobile phones. But again, a lot of the elderly generation don't really like to do it on mobile phones. They want to do it face to face. And again, it's just I miss them kind of people as well. I miss helping the older generation as well as the younger generation.
Yeah. Mental health is a big topic at the moment, especially. It's been a big topic and a big issue for quite a while. Do you have any main tips you give to your first time attendees when they're kind of struggling?
Yeah, what we tend to do is that I do a little brief announcement at the start of each group if we've got some new attendees, just to let them know that they can talk if they want to, or they just want to listen to other people's problems. But then be open whenever they want to. I think my number one thing is to keep talking to family and friends, and there's professional organisations if they feel that their mental health is deteriorating and they need to talk further. But also look after yourself. I think what I've learned over the last, especially year, is exercise and eating well and sleeping is so important for your mental health. I've got a new regime now where I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I go and walk my dogs for 45 minutes just to clear my head before the busy day. It's so important that the well-being is to look after yourself.
Yeah, I mean, in business mentoring, we call it power hour. It's about kind of like getting yourself set up for the day and kind of getting out and doing whatever kind of gets your brain on track. What's the plans for Mentor Talk in the future?
I think it's the impact of coronavirus will dictate that at the moment. I'd love to take it back to the cafe in Biggleswade, but I'd also like to take it to different towns, starting in Bedfordshire, but then moving to Cambridgeshire, Hertfordshire. But again, we'll have to wait and see what the future holds. But I'll continue doing the Zoom meetings by all means. They've been really popular and they will continue to do so. And I'd love to do it. So we always do it from 6 o'clock in the evening, but also maybe able to do it during the day in case people are on different night shifts so we'll see. But now that Mentor Talk is a community interest company as well, the next stage will also be seeking funding from the relevant parties.
Awesome. Okay. So a quick plug, if somebody wants to support, if somebody wants to get involved, somebody wants to come to a meeting, where do they go? What do they do?
Sure. Well, we've got the normal website, www.formentortalk.co.uk, but we're also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and now we're on TikTok.
Hey!
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people to come over to TikTok. It's awesome.
I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to enjoy it, which is a bit worrying.
It's the black hole of life. You'll spend forever watching silly. Brilliant. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Luke. It was lovely chatting to you. And this has been Interviews with Insights. Join us again next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.